Hey guys, ATF here for a weight loss video. Week of September 16th. You guys are in the cupboard because I don't have any tripod equipment with me, so there's that. Okay, so this past week did not end up going so well. So right off the bat, I actually gained 1.4. Really don't know where that came from this time. You know, in the past, I kind of had some weeks where I didn't gain, but my loss just wasn't as significant as other weeks. Like that one time I mentioned, you know, my grandfather came into town, I had a lunch with him, and I had maybe a little more than I should have, and it showed. But like this week, okay, so before I weighed in for this week, of the past 3 weeks, 2 I had gained, right? I had 1.2 and 0.4. So I was obviously very well aware that, I could gain, but as I mentioned last week, or in the last video, I was 0.6, just basically a half a pound away from the 100-pound mark. I mean, it's a smidgen of a smidgen. I mean, that's how close, right? So I honestly, I pretty much was like, I got this. It's half a pound essentially. I can do that. Half a pound in 1 week, easy, right? And so I was very strict with myself this past week. You know, I was doing like a yogurt and grape nuts thing for a few weeks there. I completely cut that out, I think, the week before last, so that wasn't even in my system. I don't know. This time I'm genuinely at a loss. Like, there have been weeks in the past where it's like, oh, well, yeah, I kind of slipped up here. Maybe I had a little more yogurt or something, whatever, than I should have, so maybe that's what caused it. This time I'm genuinely at a loss where 1.4 magically came onto me from. I really don't know. So, okay, so of the past 4 weeks, okay, starting with the 4th week, I gained plus 1.2, then I gained 0.4, and then last week's I lost 4.4, and then most recently I gained 1.4. If you add all that up, that equates to me only losing 1.4 in the past 4 weeks. So essentially less than 2 pounds in 1 month. And like, I think that's basically, that is basically the plateau now. I think I had been mentioning, oh, well, maybe that's now, or, maybe that's coming up. I'm pretty darn sure I am on that plateau right now. Because 2 pounds in a month, in the past, of course, this was toward the beginning of the program, but I think I mentioned this before, but I had like 15 or 20 pound months. And now 2, I'm pretty darn sure I am, on that plateau right now. Oh, one other thing I wrote down. Another reason I was so surprised, and I forgot to actually tell my folks this, but I recently started noting my weight on my scale, because this next week, the 23rd, is going to be the last time that we have the Wednesday meetings. After that, it kind of shifts to Tuesday, but it's not the same. So pretty much the end of the program is next week. So I started weighing myself on my scale, because, I'm not going to continue to go to that program for the rest of eternity. So the last time I weighed myself on my scale, or the first time I weighed myself, which was September 8th, so just like a couple weeks ago or a week ago, I was 235. Okay, that according to my scale. Then a week later, which was on the 16th, earlier the day of the 16th, I was 232. Okay. Now, mind you, that was in the morning, and then that was maybe late morning, and then around 6:30 to 7, I weighed myself out of the program, and I was 240.4. So essentially a difference of 8 pounds. Okay, now obviously I know my scale is going to be different than theirs and vice versa. And I weighed myself toward the morning, and that was later at night or later in the night, But like 8 pounds different. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused. So, but anyways, my whole point is between the 2 times that I weighed myself on my scale, I was -3. And maybe my scale is not the most accurate, but I was thinking, well, maybe their scale will still show some kind of loss. If there was a weight loss on my scale, then it's probably going to be some kind of weight loss on their scale. Maybe not the same number, 3 pounds, but, maybe some minuscule fraction of 3 pounds. So that's another reason why I was so surprised, because I stepped on the scale and I went up 1.5 pounds, and I was like, what? I weighed myself on my scale, and the difference between between this week and last week was 3 pounds. But now the difference between this week and last week at the program is 1.5 pounds plus. So I was kind of shocked. I really genuinely have no clue where that came from. And I mean, yeah, I have been going to the gym every other day. That's the God honest truth. I will, give my family members my gym number if they want to go in and make sure that I've been logging in. I will happily give them that number. I go there for like an hour every other day. So I really don't know where that 1.5 or 4 came from. It's bothering me so much. So, hopefully next week will be minus again, and I can hit that 100 pounds, because I think I'm at a weight loss now of 98 even. So if I can magically pull off -2 between now and then, okay, that'll make me feel just a little better. But yeah, so there's that. A slight gain again. Of the last 4 weeks, again, 3 have been gains. Albeit small, but still. So, okay, there's that. I felt like I did a lot of talking in this one. Alright guys, but anyways, there's my video for the week of September 16th. Again, next week will be the last meeting of this program. I'll probably continue to do videos, but probably not as frequent, so but stay tuned. Hopefully again next week is a little better for me. All right, so until then, adios guys, y'all take care.